Hi guys, I'm Celeste. So, I just woke up from a dream. I'm like crying a little bit, not a lot. It was kind of scary. I'll tell you about the dream. It was scary. Okay. No, it was kind of scary, a little bit. Basically, okay, so not relevant, well, actually relevant to the dream, kind of, I guess. I don't know what it has to do, how it got there, whatever. Basically, a few weeks ago, someone, like, just randomly said to me, like, at work at Sam's Club, someone randomly said to me, like, oh, I find it hard to find oranges, all the oranges are dying, whatever. Something like that, just something I kind of was like, okay, sure, like, I'm giving you orange juice right now, like I saw the oranges today, like, they were squeezed to make the juice, like, whatever, sure, dude, maybe. Anyway, now, I just had this dream where, of course, I actually don't know if this has anything to do with anything real, or if it's just all a weird dream. So, like, sometimes dreams are, like, relevant to the real life, Sometimes it could just be random, because I don't know where this was. Like, it was definitely in the United States, but, like, that doesn't mean that, like, I know, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if that means that, like, it was actually supposed to be about a real place or, like, a real situation. So, I was underground, but near, like, the railroads. I don't know where that would even be again. Like, that could literally be anywhere. Like, or it could be nowhere. Like, what do you mean there's railroads underground? I don't know how the railroad system works, or when it was even created. So it's all just what happened in the dream. Basically, this was a railroad that was supposed to be, and again, it could be anywhere, but I don't know why I keep saying that, but, like, really. But some of the details were very specific, so, and it's gonna go back to the oranges and other stuff. So, yeah. I was with a bunch of people underground by the railroads that were supposed to have been made in the 1800s. Again, I don't know, I'm like, is this relevant to, like, railroads? They were all supposed to be from the 1800s, all of them, apparently. But this railroad, no one had, or, like, this, underground part of the railroad, this section, had been secretly redone in the 90s, but no one knew. They just, like, threw it in with, like, the rest of it when they said it's all from the 1800s. But, like, I didn't know that yet. So I walked up to this one spot, this one exact, like, 1 foot area of the railroad, and I was like, oh, it's so weird. Like, it feels like there's, like a human spirit here or something, like, attached to it. Of course, for some reason, one of the people around me knew what that meant, apparently, and knew what to do about it. Like, I don't know why I just went to this one spot. I was like, it's so weird, like, something feels weird here. One of the people, there were probably, like, 20 people around me, or, like, 10, I don't know. One of the people, now there was, like, a feminine spirit, somebody, they were calling her, but that was not the spirit that I was sensing. So it wasn't about me but they were like, and there were men and women around me, but they were, like, referencing and talking about, like, a feminine spirit that somebody had made a deal with. Apparently unknown to me, but here's, basically, when I said it feels like this one spot has, like, a human spirit attached to it, then I come into the information somehow that like this railroad was done in, like somehow like I kind of like suddenly understand that like this railroad was redone in the 90s, but there was actually like there were a lot of murders that had happened in the 1800s, and to cover it up they had made this railroad and hidden like all the evidence underneath, because there was like a lot of stone or like cement involved, like so they were like, okay, we'll just like hide some of the evidence here along with the entirety of the railroads. They were like, it's not a big deal, we can just like conceal that information because we're using concrete, whatever. They were like, it's not that hard, like this is going to be here forever, it won't be a big deal. But then when they had redone the railroad in the 90s, they were like, oh, like we have this other one, it's like a little boy, we're just going to add him in, no one's going to know because we're not even telling anyone we're redoing the railroad. Anyway, that's when the female spirit that someone had made a deal with to conceal this, so then me knowing was like undoing the like the deal, or like showing like the deal was like over, right? Kind of. But they didn't owe her anything except for like some kind of like communication over it, right? Like they weren't like severely like in debt to her, but they were enough that like the deal was like coming undone still, like she wasn't like, I'm permanently gonna protect you, that kind of thing. But it wasn't like, oh, she's intentionally going to like tell people either. It was like neither. It was like, okay, like if you're psychic, like you can find out now, that kind of thing. So one of the people around me is talking to somebody else, and they're like, tell her, like not me, but the spirit they'd made a deal with, right? They said, tell her we saw the bones of a human foot and we need to trade the chickens for the oranges. I was like, you guys are scary. What do you mean? We need to trade the chickens for the oranges. Like, this is so scary. I was like, guys, like I didn't mean to know. Like, are you sure you have to trade the chickens for the oranges? Like, it was so scary. But they were like, yeah, like all of the oranges are dying because of this deal. It's because we need to trade the chickens for the oranges, and it's just gonna have to be the chickens that die now because the bones of the human foot are too strong. Like, so, yep, it was scary, you know? It was scary. Oh, and then we all got in a car and drove to the Chick-fil-A drive-thru because we were like, you know what, all the chickens are dying, like, that's how it is. Yeah. And there was a hen in the backseat of the car originally, like a good hen that was like laying eggs, but they killed it to prove that like they wanted all the chickens to die. So, I don't know, guys, this was weird. Bye, I love you, bye.